Hi everyone, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak and The Bag show for what is it? Tuesday, February. I can't even. I don't know what day it is, but I know one thing for damn sure: the conference championships, the conference tournaments have started in college basketball. Right?
They have.
What day is it? Not exactly sure. What conference championships? What conference tournaments started? Patriot League, A-Sun, and the Big South. Right.
That's right.
That's how you know your brain is completely fried, when you can't tell anyone what day it is, but you can tell them exactly which conference tournaments have started in college basketball. All right, so it is Tuesday the 27th. We are this is a 6 o'clock edition. We do this show twice a day. We really love the regular viewers and commenters who help us out so much and make this show so fun and entertaining. This morning show, I had a good time on the morning show, Jim. We had a good time today, didn't we? A lot of jokes, a lot more jokes than we had the first time with this new setup, didn't we, Jim?
You know, it takes a little while to get comfortable here.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I was inching towards you as the show went on.
Yeah, no, I feel like look at me. Twate Latte said that I look like a homeless guy going on a job interview. I think that's the comment of the day from the morning show. Yes, I do. This is jobs, because you know what jobs are about. It's not about the money. It's about the sense of pride. It's about the sense of self-worth. And a homeless guy in a new suit and a new jacket, I know that more than anyone, right, Jim? We're going nuts here because college basketball is in full swing. Conference championships, conference tournaments have started, and I guess let's jump right into it. Right, Jimmy the Bag?
Let's do it.
All right, conference tournaments. In the morning show, I gave a bunch of picks. I did give some controversial picks. I gave... I had a bunch of leans on some controversial picks. The picks I gave, Bowling Green plus 4.5. I believe that one has moved in my favor. I gave Mississippi State -1. That has also moved in my favor. I also gave, what were the other picks that I gave, Jim?
I am going to join you with that Mississippi State.
Really? Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let me just review. Mississippi State I gave. Oh, yeah, I gave Kansas State +7, which has not moved at all. And I also gave one other play, which was, Alabama. I gave Alabama, right? Wow, Jim. I gave that at -1.5. That line is now Florida's a favorite, so that line is flipped. Florida's now a favorite, Jim.
Yes, that game gave me a lot of concern.
All right, well, those are the 4 picks that I gave in the morning show. Bowling Green plus 4.5. That is now down to 4. Alabama -1.5. Jesus, now they're an underdog. Mississippi State, I gave them at -1. That's now up to 1.5. And Kansas State +7. That line has not moved. The leans that I had a lean to Arkansas at -2, but or I bet that one, and I was going to give it at -2, but then a lot of people came in the morning show saying that they liked Auburn, and that line is now at Pick'em market wide. Also thinking about DePaul +9. That line has not moved at all. Also thinking maybe it's a big line, but thinking maybe about North Carolina, because North Carolina's really turned a bit of a corner recently, haven't they? You've noticed that, Jim.
They have, but I know some guys that I trust vehemently that are on Miami.
Okay. And then the other leans that I had was Missouri, and there were a few people who were saying they agreed with that one. It is now up to -2 for Vanderbilt. Missouri was Pick'em earlier. Now it's up to -2 for Vanderbilt. I understand the line movement, but I still might give Missouri. This is a line move that I might be willing to go against. I'm not happy about the Florida line movement, and that's it. And so I did look into some of the conference tournaments, and can't really say that there's anything that I like enough to give. Obviously, our regular viewers know yesterday I did give a bunch of conference tournament picks and killed it. Right, Jim?
It was a fantastic day in college basketball, and I've had very few of them. You've had many. Today it's a tough one. The Patriot League tends to be a very competitive league, right? So I would expect Patriot League games to have underdog winners and, first half underdog winners and stuff like that. I would have a lean to American at +6 or 6.5 over Lafayette. Don't really know if I want to give that one, but if he gave me a free play on any of the conference tournament games today, it would be probably American first half at like +3.5. We had some other guys saying that they liked High Point, right? Did someone say he liked High Point? One of the regular viewers? Couple of people have mentioned that they like it. Yeah.
I hope you cash. I looked into it, didn't feel confident enough to give anything as a pick. So I guess let's quickly start with the conference tournaments. Did you look into any of the conference tournament games, and did you do you have any picks on any of them, Jim?
Yes. Let me just make sure that I'm on the right track here.
Or you can jump on any college basketball game you'd like, Jim.
Okay, sure. I'll just go down. Well, you know what? I doubled up on one game. Loyola, Maryland. So why don't I start with that?
Okay.
I'm doing a first half and full game on Loyola, Maryland. It's my only double-up game here on sides. I have a double-up game with the side and a total. Loyola is 7-6 at home. Army's 4-11 on the road. They've lost 6 straight on the road. The last time these teams met in the 79-68 Loyola win, Loyola dominated the second half, 47-27. The reason why they were forced to dominate the second half was because their bigs, Cam Gregory and Kayvon Scott, were in foul trouble. Terrible foul trouble, barely played in the first half. Once they were able to use them in the second half, they dominated the game. They only played 33 minutes combined in that game. They could barely play them. I really think that at this point in the season, Loyola is an improved squad, and they will take it to Army. It's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
And I'm doubling up first half and full game.
All right. This one has second half written all over it. I certainly don't disagree with you, Jim. I just looked into the game thinking Army could win it. Why not? Didn't see anything that made me want to give a play on this game one way or the other. We can give you Loyola, Maryland here. Best line shopping, -1 for the full game, -109. And let's go to the first half, probably at -0.5. But let's see if we can find Jim a pick 'em on this one. Loyola, yes, pick 'em -110 line shopping. Oh, wow. Actually, we can give you +0.5 at Intertops. Is that a stale liner? Very nice. On the first half, +0.5, -105. Wow. Intertops, of course, friend of the show, sponsor of the show, providing us a very nice line on Loyola, Maryland on the first half, +0.5, -105. And Pinnacle also has a +0.5 at -115. So interestingly, the market's slightly expecting Army to do well in the first half and then Loyola, Maryland to come out in the second half and have a better second half. So if Army is up at the half, I'm probably going to be on Loyola, Maryland second half and hoping for a win there along with you, Jim.
I feel that. Chris IG says got Loyola at +1.5 and then again at -1. Ant-Man D says Army is horrible. I feel like this is a good spot. Triple Beam says, boy, shitty day at work. Glad to be here. That's for damn sure. Let's eat.
There you go.
We always love having you, Triple Beams.
Yes.
This is great. Magzia says, yo, Jimmy Bag, what's your best bet tonight in the NHL? Magzia, I would first off like to apologize for leading you astray in my NHL picks yesterday, and I'm glad to see you're back.
Well, I mean, you know, when you're giving big underdogs like you do, Jim, day in and day out, it's a lot harder to look at a 1 day or 2 day results and just make an extrapolation that you gave wrong picks because big underdog bets are more likely than not to lose, right?
I feel you, but Magzia hasn't been around for very long,
okay.
So I just don't want to lose some of our new followers. X Biscuit says, cheers, taking a shot to Jimmy and Pete. I started my sports betting journey with your show. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the hard work and effort. Couldn't ask for a better group. Much love.
That is from X Biscuit 94.
Thank you,
SBR ownership. SBR hires up. SBR Brass, please take note. Taking a shot to Jimmy and Pete. I started my sports betting journey with your show. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the hard work and effort. Couldn't ask for a better group. Much love. That's one thing they can't take away from us, Jim. Hard work. We do put a lot. We put everything we got into this show, don't we, Jim?
We absolutely do. Well, it's all right. I have.
Yes.
Personally. JD Williams, he's the guy who led me to Loyola, Maryland. And he comes in and says, I took +1.5 overnight on Loyola, Maryland. And I'm very happy he led me there. Because after I looked into it, I thought, yes, this is a very nice spot. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay, my first play, just going down in no particular order, is I'm taking the under in Miami, Ohio, at Kent State. And I can explain why easily. First, I'm just going to go over some stats. Kent State's won 2 of their last 7. Miami does almost everything better than Kent State, the favorite in this game. They can board, defend the perimeter better. In their first meeting with the Red Hawks absolutely dominated them early. Just destroyed them. They had a 42-13 lead early, and that's why the game ended up higher scoring. With Kent State being favored, it is unlikely that Miami of Ohio will get a huge lead and stop their need for defensive pressure. What is most likely is that it's a close game and the defensive pressure will be necessary all game long. Kent State 7-footer Adonis De La Rosa is an advantage, but he finds himself in foul trouble every game. He's fouled out 2 of the last 5 games. Miami stopped a 4-game losing streak by beating conference leader Buffalo. They followed that win with a victory over Akron on the road. They can play on the road. I'm taking the under here.
Okay, that was interesting. I did look at that game. I was thinking this is kind of a strangely low total. I was leaning to the over just because it didn't quite make a lot of sense why the total would be where it is. But Jimmy the Bag, of course, when he digs into these college basketball totals, sometimes he has a great read on it. Yesterday, perfect example. Loved the under in the Air Force game with a similar total, and look what happened on that one. Went way under. Way under. Great read on yesterday's game, Jim. And right now the total is 140. It's 139, 139.5, or 140. So minus 110. Under 140, minus 110 is Jim's pick on Miami and Kent State. Yeah, and the Greek appears to agree with you. The Greek has 139.5. What's so funny?
He says, prior to a late. Dwight says, thanks, unathletic Steven Adams.
Ooh, that was a harsh one. That was a punch right to the gut. You don't know how athletic I am, twate latte. You don't know what I can do when you put. I can ball a little bit here and there. I can get up and down the court a little bit.
We actually have a court outside, but we never have a fucking second to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a couple things. JP Fahey's on Loyola, Maryland. Myself, he says, dove into this deep. That is an excellent sign. And Dylan S is on Miami of Ohio too. Oh, and Native Queens on Miami first half and game against the spread. Well, that's all I needed. I wanted to take Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
But I just was concerned being the road team. But if both Native Queen and Dylan Ness are on it, I'm going to be on it too. Is it a 7 o'clock start?
Yes. Miami of Ohio. You want that one, huh?
I do. Full game.
All right. Wow. So that line, that's interesting because it opened it at 2. Now it's up to 3. So we can give you Miami of Ohio plus 3. Actually, Intertops once again and Bet365 3.5. So plus 3.5 minus 110. The line is clearly moving in Kent State's favor. So we'll give you 3.5 minus 110. How's that? How about that, Jim?
That is good, and that means that's a 7 o'clock start, right? So I'm going to have to send that in during the show.
Unless you want the Pinnacle line, which is plus 3 plus 101.
No, I'll take the 3.5.
Okay, I'll tell you a pick I'm going to give now from the totals slate of offering, the totals selections here. Sure. Jim, how about this one? I'm assuming, because you do tend to look into Boise State games when they're playing. They do have a late game tonight. Did you look into this one, Jim? Because I'm thinking about over here.
That's interesting. No, I because it's a late game, I'm going to hammer it after the show.
All right. I'm taking the first half over for sure, 67 minus 110. That's up a little bit from 66.5 on the opening. And I would also be leaning to the over. And since the Greek still appears to be hanging 142.5, and that line hasn't moved unless the SBR odds feed is off, I'm going to take the over 142.5 at minus 110. I bet it at 143. So I'm taking San Diego State, Boise State first half over 67 and the full game over 142.5. That appears to be the current line still at the Greek, even though most other places have 144. I should probably check the Greek to make sure that's not that's a stale line. You know, it would be cool if we had someone off camera who could like check lines for us and do like on the spot research for us. So I'm going to check that one to make sure that's not a stale line. And I'm taking the over in Boise and San Diego State. We know that Boise can be involved in high scoring games. I feel like a lot of I've hit a lot of first half overs with these teams and Wyoming and a lot of Mountain West teams recently that didn't get counted because they were like late games and I didn't tweet them out and stuff like that. But I like the first half over more, and I think I like the full game over as well. Good enough to give it as an official pick. So I'm throwing those 2 picks on there, Jimmy the Bag over in Boise State and San Diego State.
I think it's a very interesting spot. I'm happy to know where you're at, so I'm going to hammer this afterwards.
Hit us with another game you like there, Jim.
So a lot of people are against me on my Bruins play because after looking at the NHL card, I've been asked whether I think is the best play. I think that is the best play. And Gabriel Rodriguez, whom we love, does not thinks Carolina is the play today. I feel sad betting against a situation that Carolina's in, but I'm going to do it. Okay, my next play going down the list is Mississippi State. I am a big fan of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I love them. And it's not easy for me to bet against them. I love the inside tandem of Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield. They've carried the Vols this season. Williams is an undersized forward that can lead to problems moving forward. He leads Tennessee in scoring, second in rebounding. Schofield, second in scoring, leads the team in rebounding. Now, they will have a tremendously difficult time with Eric Holman and Abdul Ado. They're just too long. So Holman's 6'10", Ado is 6'11". Ado is 6'11", 250 pounds. The Bulldogs have won 3 straight. It's a very difficult place to play in there. They've won 7 of 9 overall. They desperately need this win for an at-large tourney bid. Tennessee can lose this game and still get in the tourney. I just think this is a good spot, and I'm taking Mississippi State tonight.
Okay, and by the way, I did just check, and the Greek does still have 142.5 on the San Diego State game, so that's why it's important to line shop for the best number, and also why you can easily use SBR odds to compare numbers, because you can quickly scan over and see that most books have 144, but the Greek is still hanging 142.5. So that's a little bit concerning, though. I wish they would move it up a little bit, but we'll see. Tip-off is still a while away. All right, so you're going to take Mississippi State, Jim.
I am.
All right, let me see. I got it at -1 on the opening line and on the morning show, and we're going to have to give you -1.5. One is not available anymore. Best line will be -1.5, -107. That's the current line at Pinnacle, Jim.
I'm uncomfortable about this play, looking at the chat.
People liking Tennessee.
Twadi says Tennessee will lock you down. Native Queen's on Tennessee first half.
Okay.
And then JP Fahey's on Tennessee first half and full game. These are not people I want to be on the other side of.
Well, no, Native Queen's only on Tennessee first half, not the full game. That's fine, Jim.
It's fine, but concerning all the same. I don't like it. Al Max has agreed. Home court's going to be a big factor. Al Max likes Mississippi State to win by 6. Wow. And Gabriel Rodriguez is imploring me to go with Carolina, and I will not do that. Okay. Jace Gum. Good. We got Jace says, I like it, Jim. Mississippi State, a different beast at home. That makes me feel better. Okay. So that is my next play, and I'm locked in. Now, I've got other games, Cap, we can go to. I'm just going to stick with my plays right now. I am taking St. Joseph's on the first half.
Okay.
Rhode Island enters this week as an outright regular season conference champion for the first time in 46 years. Will they still have an edge? Will they look past this game? The perimeter play of Terrell, Doughton, Matthews fuels Rhode Island's attack. They're playing great. Doughton finished with a game-high 20 points, 9-11 shooting against Dayton. They smashed Dayton. Matthews had 6 straight shots in one stretch to finish with 18 points. Terrell added 17 points. Rams won their 17th straight home game. But the Hawks are playing good basketball. The Hawks have a lot to fight for. They have a lot to play for, whereas Rhode Island doesn't. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, the Hawks. 6 of their 8 conference losses are by 3 points or less. I think this is a nice spot to take them on the first half here, and that is what I'm doing. I know my man Jemiah James is on this play, which also gives me a lot of confidence. And I just think...
And didn't Native Queen also say she's on that play?
I can't remember. Did she that?
Definitely in the morning show. She said St. Joseph's first half and Rhode. I mean, you didn't even realize that she was on that, and that was already a pick that you were going to give?
That is the truth, yes. That is wonderful, wonderful news. Yes. I must have slept. Now when you say it, I'm starting to get a memory of her.
Yes, she said St. Joe's first half and then Rhode Island. No, she said Rhode Island second half.
Oh, you're right.
That's right.
Okay, yes,
that's right.
I remember that well now.
All right. Well, we're going 7.5 or 8. We're going to give you +8 -112. I think a lot of people I'm respecting on this play, Jim. Maybe I should join on that play with you. I'm also going to throw on with the first half screen up here. I'm going to double up on Bowling Green. I think it's a good spot for them. I just feel like Ohio's kind of banged up, even though it's senior day. They're not going to have a lot to play for. I'm going to take Bowling Green first half +2.5, -112 is the current line at Pinnacle. So I've added that one. Jim's added St. Joe's first half +8 -112. What else are you liking, Jim, while I scan the comments here?
I am going to take Auburn, and Arkansas is playing very well. They're at home. This is a tough spot. Razorbacks will be looking for their 4th win over a ranked opponent at home this season, first time in school history. They're led by their high-scoring senior backcourt, Barford and Macon. They're beasts. Barford averages 18.1 points per game. Macon averages 17.3 points a game. Auburn's coming off 72-66 loss at Florida on Saturday. They haven't lost back-to-back games all season long. They've lost 2 of 3, but they arrive in first place in the SEC. A win over the Razorbacks or a loss by Tennessee to Mississippi State on Tuesday would clinch at least a share of the regular season conference championship. Obviously, they miss Anthony. Big loss. Obviously. But Coach Pearl said, quote unquote, we're getting more from Spencer, more from Okeke, more from Deshaun Murray in this position. And these guys are very good players. The Tigers did get Mustafa Heron back against Florida. He missed last week's win with the flu. He is extremely important, as we know. I just feel like Auburn is the better basketball team here. Now, Twadi Latte loves Auburn with a ton of exclamation points. That makes me feel good. That's about... I mean, Jeremy says, Jimmy, I would stay off the Auburn-Arkansas game. Look at the over-under. I just feel like Arkansas can take advantage of teams with weak guard play, and this is not one of them. And Auburn can go shot for shot with Barford and make it no problem.
I'll tell you what, Jim, I'm just looking at this game. I'm thinking that Arkansas played Auburn pretty competitively in the first game. They just were way outshot at the three-point line, and I was just thinking that Arkansas, maybe you're saying that Auburn really needs this game more than Arkansas does?
Well, I mean, you can make arguments for both sides, but Auburn is going for the championship of the SEC, and I just feel like they're a better team.
And now, how the first game went doesn't give you pause?
It does give me pause, but I think Auburn will outshoot Arkansas every game.
Right. Okay, well, it is pick'em or +1, so we can give you +1, -115 at Bet365, Jim, unless you want pick'em -110.
No, I will take +1, -115.
All right, +1, -115. Jim's going to take Auburn. Obviously, everyone in the chat box that we respect also on Auburn. I bet Arkansas at -2, and I'm thinking about going against you all and taking Arkansas here. But your sense is that the shooting advantage that Auburn displayed in the first game is likely to repeat itself here.
I believe that, yes.
All right, let's move on to some other stuff while I think about that. Jim, is there anything else you want to give as far as the pick is concerned from the college slate?
Yes, I'm doubling up on a side and a total here. Okay. I'm taking Baylor, and I'm taking the over. Oklahoma's lost 8 straight road games. They're coming off an 86-77 win at home over Kansas State, stopped their 7-game losing streak. The Sooners go as far as Trae Young takes them. Young has had some difficulty with point guards that are good at defending the perimeter. LeCompte is not one of those. Although he's very smart, he's not one of those. He's 5'11". Doesn't have the kind of length that will bother Young. I think the scoring will be up. Baylor has the front court advantage, though, with Achua, Maston, and Clark. Manick, Lattin, and McNeese don't have the ability to take the scoring pressure off of Young. Baylor's lost 2 straight games, and after a 5-game winning streak, they need this badly. I'm taking Baylor and the over, and we already have people on different spots. We have Marcus Colon saying Baylor under total of 154. Right below that is Melee Payless Way saying Baylor and over.
This game has second half written all over for me once again. It's 4 market wide, except for Bookmaker, which does still have 3.5. So we can give you a -3.5, -110, and -3.5, -109. Bookmaker even has 3.5 with a slight lean towards Oklahoma. So we'll give you that line -3.5, -109. In stark contrast to Pinnacle, which right now has Baylor -4, -114, and Intertops, which just moved to 4.5. So market uncertain here. Some books moving strongly towards Baylor. Bookmaker appears to be holding with its lean towards Oklahoma for now. But that line move might move very soon in favor of Baylor at Bookmaker as well. But for now, we can give you -3.5, -109, and the over is 154, -110 market wide.
Beautiful.
Very nice. What are the comments coming in commenting on your opinion?
Nasty Nate says Baylor over is what I took. John says I'm saying Baylor over and over 2-team parlay. Oh, no. Reggie's on OU, which is not good. Let's see. Scott Sendelback says, Baylor, good pick, Jimmy. I'm on it, too. Mr. Gogster's on Baylor first half. Our man Philip, damn, he's against this dude, against me, says, give me those Sooners and over.
Okay, very nice. David H. saying, Loshak all dressed up. Who trying to impress? I'm trying to impress the hires up here. You know what I'm saying? I look like a homeless guy. At least now I'm looking like a homeless guy who's trying. Jimmy the Bag. Yep. All right. All right. What else do you have here, Jim, that you're wanting to give as a pick?
Let's see here. That is everything. But I have other games, Cap. We could talk about anything you would like. Miami at North Carolina. You've mentioned that game already. I was Davidson, St. Bonaventure. First off, I know a bunch of people who are on the Bonnies. And, I've spoken about this on the show, and that's that Davidson has guards with a lot of length. Pritchett 6'6", Grady 6'5", Gudmundson's the smallest of the three at 6'4". That's their 1-2-3. They're all excellent at defending the perimeter. It's Seniors Day for Bonnie's star backcourt of Jalen Adams, Matt Mobley. You know they'll be launching threes nonstop. And Davidson has the exact group of players that can defend that. Now,
a bunch of people are on the Bonnies. Right here, Remy's on the Bonnies. Tons of people are on the Bonnies. So I'm not going to make the play on Davidson, but I'm not going to make a play on the Bonnies either.
Okay. Did you get a chance to look at the Missouri-Vanderbilt game at all?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What's your conclusion on that one, if any?
My conclusion is Vandy's bigs hold them back. Jonte Porter and Jeremiah Tillman will be very tough on them. But Missouri's lost 3 straight.
Yes.
And they're just 4-6 on the road.
Right.
And because of that, I just can't trust them to go into a team that they're better than. They're better than Vanderbilt, but I just can't trust them to go in there and beat them.
Okay. I'm going to take Missouri just to start on the first half at +1. I'll take Missouri +1, -105. Once again, Intertop's giving us the best line here, man. Intertop's beating the market on most of these lines today. But Missouri +1, -105. I do think that, Missouri could come back in the second half if they're down, but I feel like if Missouri's going to make a statement here, they'll come out early, so I'm taking Missouri first half.
I get it. David H., who mentioned how good you are looking today, great basketball capper, says Jimmy, so he just joined us and mentioned it, says Jimmy, Loyola, Maryland.
Very nice, and that is a pick that Jimmy gave already. All right, so let's see. I'm looking at other comments here, and yeah, Isan Zolfagari says I love the over in this game. St. Bonaventure Davidson. I was feeling that way myself. Jimmy the Bag. What do you think about the total in that one? An over. You did say that Davidson has a lot of long defenders.
They're the perfect team to defend.
Yeah.
The Bonnies. I can understand looking at that line and knowing the way the Bonnies play, they'd be like, just by looking at it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, Davidson defends the perimeter very well,
yes.
and so I can't make that move. But I don't have I can't take the under. Native Queen comes in and says I like Vandy first half and the over.
God. All right. Well, look, I'm on Missouri. It is a judgment call. It's a judgment call that Missouri's going to come in here focused and that they're the better team, and that but it's not a good sign that Native Queen likes.
Two guys back you right away. Triple Beams and Scotty Rock Forever says Triple Beams says should get a desperate effort from Mizzou. I think money line is worth a shot. And then Scotty says Vanderbilt is trash. Missouri should win easily.
Yep. Native Queen says lean to the over, but like Vandy first half for sure. All right, so a whole lot of people we respect like and agreeing with my play on Missouri, but the big kahuna, Native Queen, on the other side, Jim.
Yeah, that's
not good.
That's not good.
That's not good when the big one, the big kahuna, is on the other side.
You're absolutely right. That is not good.
All right, well, look, I gave it as a pick. I bet it, and I'm going to go with it. Brian George, on the other hand, says Mississippi State play of the day. Very nice. I'm on that one. And let's see, what else do we have here? Let's go to some other college basketball stuff here. Any comments coming in?
Yeah. What are the Ricky comments? Packard says, senior day for URI. Don't get cute.
Okay.
I get it. DJ Big Boss likes that Loyola play. Gabriel Rodriguez still begging me to take Carolina, and I'm not going to do it, Gabriel. And we can talk about this tomorrow. Yes, there's many more games I would like to talk about. First off, I'm going to sit here and cap a Kansas State TCU game as soon as this show's over. Yeah. I know that my man, one of the hottest cappers in the game, Nostra Tota. Loves TCU, and it's one of his best bets. He's four best bets.
Yeah, that's probably something. That's probably should be enough to pull me off that, because that was a borderline play for me anyway. And the reason I grabbed it in the morning show was because I thought that the line might move, which it didn't.
Yeah, you were trying to grab +7 while you could.
Yeah, Nostra Tota really likes it. All right, I'll take it back. I'm taking it back. That is enough for me because all right, I'll take it back. TCU -6.5, -106. Wow, Bookmaker has -6, so nice. I could get a side here. If it lands on 6 or 7, I get a free unit. TCU -6, -110. I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it back. It's not a big deal when you have that. It's still a little bit of a negative EV situation, but not huge when you have, 2 -110 sides, but if it lands on either one of them, you get a unit. So,
well, you know what? Not only is Nostra Tota on it, but Twatty Latte. There's Twatty Juice on TCU.
Okay.
Nate Pereira is on TCU.
Okay. I'm sold. I'm done. I pulled it back, and right now I've got a situation where I'll lose 1/10 of a unit, but if it lands on 6 or 7, I gain a unit. So, that's a little bit negative EV, but not a huge disaster, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
I certainly
That's what
do.
you can do when you line shop at SBRodds.com. All right, let's see. Let's see what else do I want to ask about. Was I thinking about? Let's go down the card here. Bowling Green, Ohio. I already talked about that one. Oklahoma State, Iowa State. That's an interesting game. I was thinking maybe about a shot with the over on that one. Other plays here. Other plays here. Scanning on down. Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan. I was thinking about the first half under on that one. This is a game that means something. The first time they played, it was a low-scoring game. The first half was particularly low-scoring, and I was thinking about a first half under Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan. Thinking about an over in Ball State, Central Michigan. Thinking about let's see what else. Thinking about an over in the Miami, North Carolina game as well. And that's about it. And then did you look into DePaul Creighton at all, Jim? What do you think about DePaul? Intertops has now moved to 8, and Bet365 have moved to 8.5, although 9's still available market wide and everywhere else. What do you think about that one? Did you look at it?
I did take a look at it, and when I was not going to make a move, I went off of it. Creighton beat DePaul by just a point the last time these teams met, and I couldn't understand why Creighton can't just trash this DePaul team. And I always
DePaul's been pretty competitive against some impressive teams this year, right?
They have been, but I always feel like that Creighton can trash teams without strong guard play, and DePaul doesn't have strong guard play. And then DePaul got destroyed by Villanova when I thought, oh, DePaul might be able to defend the perimeter, and well, they couldn't. Because of that, I was just kind of confused with this game. I don't know which DePaul team is going to show up on the road, and I was burnt by believing in them already, and I stayed off the game. Al Max says Creighton -9 is money. Twatty Latte leans Creighton. Oh, but Joe D's with you on that Kansas State play.
Okay.
Plus 6.5, book it.
Listen, it's it's a tricky one. It's a tough one, and I'm going to stay off it for now. I did have lean to the Oklahoma State, Iowa State over. Lean maybe to the over in Bowling Green, Ohio. Maybe lean to the over in Ball State, Central Michigan. That's for sure. Tennessee, Mississippi State. Lean to the under. And the Toledo game, also a slight lean to the over, and Miami UNC, a lean to the over in that one as well. But the only totals play that I'm definitely going to give is first half and full game over in Boise and San Diego State. All right, Jim, maybe we should head on to NHL and NBA, and then maybe come back, revisit college basketball closer to 7 o'clock, and see if I want to convert any of those leans to picks. What do you think, Jim?
That sounds great. That sounds great. I'm just taking one last look at some of the talk. Nate Pereira still with TCU. JP Fahey says Creighton wins by 15 plus. Isan Sofagari's on the over in the DePaul game. And there's talk that Porter will be playing for Missouri. I was not. I didn't actually think he was going to be in the lineup, and they say that he is playing. That's wild. Anthony McRae's on Central Michigan over. And that's about it.
Wait, Anthony McRae's on the Central Michigan over.
Yes.
That was a lean of mine as well. Let's see where that line is right now. The Central Michigan, yeah, and that line has gotten bet up from an opener of 148. I did take a shot with that one, and the first half over might be worth a play as well. Let me see where that one is. 70.5 or 70. Bet365 has just 70 hanging on the first half over. Ball State, Central Michigan. I'll throw that one on there. I will throw that one on there. At least the first half. Ball State, Central Michigan. First half over 70 minus 110. That is the current line at Bet365. Pinnacle has 70.5. Other places have a 71. I would have a lean to the full game over on that one as well. Let me just scan on down the totals here to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, Iowa State. Did you look at the Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Jim?
That's Iowa State. Yes, yes. I looked at it enough to not trust Oklahoma State. Now, I know people on Oklahoma State. It's uncomfortable. The Cyclones defend their home court so well. And as soon as I got uncomfortable, there was too many games on this card, and it takes me too long to handicap each game, and I just moved off of it.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at a side there. I was thinking about the over. The side, could go either way for sure, and I'll have a second half play on that one maybe. But I was thinking about a shot with the over on that one. That's definitely a lean. The first half over, and maybe the full game over as well.
Native Queen likes Ball State first half, and Anthony McRae says excellent pick, Pete. Native Queen says strong lean to Ball State first half over.
to the Ball State first half over. Nice. That's what I just gave, Jim. That's what I just gave, and I did bet that one. The Buffalo game is also interesting. As we know, Buffalo can ramp up the score at a moment's notice, and their first half total is maybe eclipsable at 75.5. Again, the Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, I was leaning under, but that was a very low total at 63 or 63.5. So I'm going to hold off on that one. I don't quite want to take that one here. And then I guess the Creighton first half over at 72 is very tempting. The Kansas State TCU first half over at 69 is very tempting, and that's about it, Jim. I guess let's move on. If we have any time after we finish NHL, which we probably won't, we can revisit college basketball just to review the picks that Jim has given. Loyola, Maryland, first half plus a half and full game -1. Kent State under 140. Miami, Ohio plus 3.5. Mississippi State -1.5. Baylor -3.5 and Baylor over 154. St. Joe's first half plus 8 and Auburn +1 -115. The picks I gave, including the 4 in the morning show, in addition to the 4 morning show, I did take Missouri first half +1 -105. Native Queens on the opposite side of that, not a good sign. San Diego State first half over 67 and the full game over 142.5. I took TCU -6, which is a hedge out of the Kansas State +7 pick I gave in the morning show. I added on the first half in the Bowling Green game at +2.5 and the Ball State Central Michigan first half over 70 -110. All right.
Twatty lattes come all full circle on your look.
Really?
Yeah, full circle. Earlier in the show, he asked if you'd played horse with Moses.
But now he likes it.
Now he says he loves it.
Now he knows because I look like a combination of like Superfly with homeless guy on a job interview. This is a hip look, right, Jim? I look half like a homeless guy on a job interview and half like legit like Superfly. This is what I was going for, right?
I'd hire you in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. This guy is either like a cool homeless guy or a fucking badass gangster. Fucking hell yeah. It's a nice look, Jim. It's a nice look, Jim. All right, let's move on. L-Kid2 Groove says, how are you guys using Bet365? It's banned in America. Yes, well, we also use Pinnacle. That's banned in America. Hey, listen, if you vote for who you vote for and they ban shit in America, that's on you, baby. That's not on us. We have access to Pinnacle, right? See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. People in the United States. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
I do know what you're saying, although I do miss the States.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whoever voted for, who was that guy? The fucking guy who was oh, God, I can't remember. The doctor. I can't remember his name from Tennessee. Anyway,
Bernie Sanders.
Well, no, not Bernie. No, the guy who spearheaded the UIGEA. He was, he was, I'll tweet his name out okay. So let's move on to NBA, right, Jim?
Let's move on to
Modest
NBA.
NBA card. I have no picks on the NBA card so far today, and I think I might stick with that. Jim did give Denver at -4.5, and that's moved in your favor, although the Greek is still hanging 4.5. He also gave the over at 230 in that one, and that line has moved down, Jim.
Even more.
Well, just a little bit. It's down to 229.5. Some places still hanging 230. Jim also gave Miami at +1, didn't he? Didn't you? Yes. And it's now up to -1, so nice job there. Jim also gave Chicago +10.5, and that line is now up to 11. How you feeling about your picks, Jim?
Well, all the guys that I have been, I'm in a group chat with, whom I absolutely love capping with, Twatty, Maxwell Smart, Nostra Tota, Dexter Rojas, Jemiah James. They are all on the Clippers. And God, I was just like, shit, man. Like, do I need to hedge out of this? What should I do? I just feel like, if I was Nuggets coach and I'm going up against DeAndre Jordan, I get Jokic on him down low and then pull him out. Get DeAndre Jordan out. Now, DeAndre Jordan has that. Many teams try to do that to him, and I'm sure he understands. Oh, my God. Jose Ing says Millsap plays today. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I did not know that. Jesus. Well, that will help a bit. Usually I actually kind of like fading teams when their star comes back.
Bill Christ and John Kyle. Bill Christ and John Kyle were the guys who pushed the UIGEA through the Senate. So, hey, if you voted for Bill Christ, if you voted for John Kyle, and you're in the United States, especially you don't have Pinnacle, that's on you, baby. That doesn't affect the Loshak and The Bag show one bit, right, Jim?
Doesn't affect us at all.
Absolutely not. All right, keep going. Go on, Jim.
Well, it makes me very uncomfortable. I like Denver. Tormor says Denver has a big advantage at guard with Harris, Barton, Murray against Rivers. I mean, don't forget Lou Williams. We can't talk about the Clips without talking about Lou Williams, but It made me extremely uncomfortable. I liked the Denver play from the beginning, and now I'm a little uncomfortable with it. But in saying all that, Richie Rich says, give Spidey my best. We are filming his commercial on Sunday and Tuesday to raise money for a bigger enclosure for him. I am adding the Nets to my plate today. I'm adding Nets.
You're doing that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So you can get a bigger enclosure.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny and sweet at the same time. That sums up Jimmy the Bag. Funny and sweet at the same time. All right, Jim. Tom Marino says Millsap is questionable. They say he'll be limited to a bench role.
Yes, I would expect him to, if he played, to only play a short amount of time and not be very good. But Gabriel Rodriguez is on the Clippers as well. Jose Inc. says stick to Denver -4.5, and that's what I'm going to do. Jace is on Denver too. I am adding the Nets. I am adding the Brooklyn Nets. Hollis Jefferson is playing. He expects to play more in this game. And because of that, I think that the Cavaliers are questionable. We've got to see them play longer. And if I'm going to get double digits against them, I'm going to take it, and I'm taking it here.
Wow. All right, Jimmy the Bag. That feels ballsy to me because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like Cleveland is going to have up and down games, and against elite teams, they're going to get blown the F out, and then against lower level teams they can blow out, they will. You know what I'm saying? That feels like how Cleveland is going right now.
I hear you. Goose is Loose says, love the Nets.
Okay.
Melee Payless Way says Cleveland 0-15 as double-digit favorites.
Yeah, but that was before they had the roster overhaul.
You're absolutely right. We could probably put a line through those stats. No, I'm comfortable with this. I wanted to make the move. I just needed to know that Hollis Jefferson was playing.
All right. Plus 10.5, minus 110. Is that okay for you, Jim?
It is.
Plus 10.5, minus 110. All right, so Jim has added that one on there. Of course, we debated the Milwaukee-Washington game. That line has not moved at all. It is still Milwaukee -3. I'm feeling like Milwaukee on the first half might be a good play here. What do you think about that, Jim?
A lot of people have said that Milwaukee Bucks are their best play of the day.
Yeah.
I've got them full game. I'll leave it at that. But a lot of people are on the Bucks today, and you know what? I could understand doubling up on this.
Yeah.
What time does this game start?
That starts at, let me see, 8 o'clock. So once again, all of Jim's official picks from the morning show. Miami +1, -115. Chicago +10.5, -106. Denver -4.5, -105. Milwaukee -3, -103. And Clippers Denver over 230, -110. And he has just added Nets +10.5, -110. I have given no official picks so far, but my leans would be Milwaukee first half and full game. My leans would be Cleveland, maybe first half, and other than that, I'm sort of still feeling my way out. I think I'm going to pass on this card for the most part.
Well, you know what? I do agree with everybody talking. So the Bucks Wizards line has not moved today?
It has not moved at all. Well, there is actually a 2.5. Bookmaker now has 2.5. So if I want to take them right now, I could grab the bookmaker line at -2.5, Jim.
Wow, and seriously says, man, I don't trust the Bucks. Tomor leans Milwaukee since Washington has Golden State on deck, but it's a nationally televised game. I think Washington will be focused. Okay, I was going to double up. I almost doubled up, but I won't. I'll just take it.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take Milwaukee. I'll go for it. First half, -1, -115. That's the current line at Bookmaker. Other places have 1.5. What the hell? They got to step up here after that loss, man. They just got to. I know that Washington has been great when Wall is out and been covering and undervalued and this and that. They're an impressive team, but Milwaukee's got to step up here, Jim, right?
You'd think so, right? You'd absolutely think they have to step up. Tomor says Milwaukee was extremely angry after last game, blowing the lead, Washington off a big victory.
Yeah.
Dan Kelly's on the opposite side. Dan Kelly, who we trust very much, says can't be on the Bucks. Was on a strong against the spread road winning trend. Washington is on a strong against the spread road winning trend. Milwaukee on a strong against the spread home losing trend.
All right, well, I just threw it on there. I'm taking a Milwaukee first half -1, -115. The team's got to show up, man. And hopefully they get a little bit of help from the refs. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And Washington comes in there and it's like, all right, we're getting a little screwed by the refs here, but we're on the road, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Marcus Clone says Wizards +3 is the play.
Okay.
It's a tricky spot.
All right, I threw on Milwaukee first half -1, -115, and I hope one time we get a little help from the refs if we need it. Right, Jim? One time, a little help from the refs if we need it, right?
Sounds like another song. That we can
Yes, a little help from the refs if we need it. One time. And then we can either do the James Brown thing where we go 2 times, 3 times. I need another. So hopefully if Milwaukee's down 4 with 5 minutes to go in the first half, the refs throw them a bone or 2 or 3, and they wind up 2 or 3 by halftime. I'm taking Milwaukee first half -1, -115. All right, Jim. Yeah, the Clippers Denver total. I hope you cash it. I was thinking it had overwritten all over it, but the line movement makes me nervous. Although not super nervous. If this was 227.5, then I'd be like, Jim, you're on the wrong side. But it's just 229.5. I think it's okay. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
I'm nervous about it.
Yeah. All right, and then Sacramento, Portland, Washington, Milwaukee, Philly, Miami. Anything else you want to throw on, Jim?
No, I've got hockey to throw on.
All right, let's move on to hockey. Let's move on to NHL. NHL, I did give a bunch of picks on, and Jim, of course, as usual, has a huge selection of big underdog puck lines and also a total or two here and there. Jim has been very good at timing these unders with the high totals in NHL recently, and he has done it again in today's game. Under 6.5 with Pittsburgh is one of his official picks here, and if that one cashes, if it cashes easily, I'll be once again massively impressed. Every other pick Jim gave is a pretty big underdog line. Jim gave Florida puck line plus 221, Edmonton money line plus 128, Washington puck line plus 175, Minnesota puck line plus 221, Boston puck line plus 172, and that has now turned into a highly controversial pick here. People saying that they love Carolina tonight. And he gave New Jersey, Pittsburgh under 6.5 -104. The picks that I just gave 2 plays. Boston -1 at -101, which is now a highly controversial play, and the over in Edmonton, San Jose 5.5 -105. Jimmy the Bag, I guess let's start with Boston. How you feeling about that now, Jim?
Obviously, Gabriel hammering at me that he thinks I'm on the wrong play. It's not something I enjoy. I don't like it. But in saying all that, I think the Bruins is the best play. Mm-hmm. It's my best play. I like it. Isan Solfagari talking about the under in Pittsburgh said last time they played only 4 goals were scored. Jimmy, you on the Penguins? I am on the Penguins, and I've got a couple plays to add. Can I start there?
Yeah. Man, that would be really funny if we did the James Brown thing and they were like 5 times, 6 times. That's a great idea for a song. Let's try to remember this shit, Jim.
Absolutely.
All right, what do you want to talk about hockey, Jim?
Okay, I'm adding 2 puck lines to my card. First off, the Penguins. I was waiting to get a better line. We knew that they were announcing that the Smith was going to be in goal, and I just wanted the money to move on the Devils. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it worked. Mm-hmm. Did it work?
Let's see the puck line. Actually, I have to pull up. Let me see the spreads here. The puck line for Pittsburgh. Let's see. Oh no, the money line is no. It's pretty much exactly where it was. In fact, actually slightly higher, just a teeny bit higher, but basically exactly where it was in the morning show, Jim.
Okay, well, all's good. I've already sent the play in. I'm taking it on the puck line. Ooh, good. Austin Guy says Ian Cameron on Boston puck line. It says I never see him give out puck line bets. That's a good sign. That is a great sign, Austin. Thank you for letting me know that.
And that also would probably suggest that Pittsburgh on the team total over might be a good play as well, even though it's definitely going to be 3.5 here at plus money. I hate doing that. I hate taking overs with those 3.5 plus money team totals, but sometimes they have value, Jim.
They sometimes do, but generally speaking, now the Penguins haven't done that much this year, but generally speaking, they're not a team that runs the score up.
Yeah.
As soon as they get a big lead, the third and fourth liners play the bulk of the minutes in the third period.
All right, so Jim taking 2 plays that are anti-correlated but also hedge each other out a little bit, and that is the Pittsburgh game on the under and the puck line. Best line shopping here at SBR Odds will be plus 155 at the Greek Intertops and a bunch of places. So Jim's going to take Pens, puck line, plus 155, adding on another play for him there, the Pens puck line. Interesting. Now, let's go back to the Calgary-Dallas game because, Jim,
Perfect.
I was thinking, I don't know, man. I think you're a little bit too down on Calgary. They've been scoring. They've been winning. They're a good team. They're one of the top teams in terms of the standings. I was thinking that Calgary on the team total over might be worth a shot. Maybe take one of those alternative puck line shots with Calgary. You don't like Calgary as a team in general?
They just don't have depth. They did nothing at the trade deadline to fix that. They picked up Chris Stewart, who hopefully is not on the bottle right now because he has issues with that. He's a big player who can play well in, let's say, a 7-game series. But because of his off-ice issues, you'd never really know what you're getting with Chris Stewart. That's why he was put on waivers. He's got the skill set to be a quality player in this league. Yes, I think they have enormous issues with their depth. Now they have Mike Smith injured, and they're going with young kids in net, I'm taking the Dallas Stars on the puck line.
Really? Okay, because I had a Calgary on the team total over 2.5 in my leans column here. It was minus 112 when I put it in. It's now up to minus 124 at Pinnacle. So money's coming in on the team total over, which I was thinking. And you want to add the Dallas Stars, huh?
I do.
On the puck line. All right, let's find it. Best line shopping. I'm seeing 190. There we go. Plus 190. Jim's going to take the Stars puck line plus 190. All right. Interesting play. And what do you think about the over in this game? Is it 6 or 5.5?
What is that? Yeah.
Let's see. It is all 6s plus money.
You just don't know what you're going to get with either or Gillies. You just don't know what you're going to get. So I could see that being a play. But Hitchcock coached teams
to play defensively.
He's a defensive-minded coach. So.
What? Funny shit?
Twatty.
They better be making fun of you.
Yeah, he says Jimmy makes girls slash him during sex.
Nice. I love it when Twatty slams you, not me. All right, and then let's go back to it. Winnipeg, Nashville, Jimmy the Bag. Winnipeg, Nashville has played twice this year, both with Rene and Hellebuck in goal. Both of those games went into the stratosphere. One saw 8 goals, one saw 10 goals. The total here is 5.5 or 6. It's in my leans column, over 5.5, just minus 115. This total has not moved at all since the morning show. Heritage has the best line on the over, 5.5 minus 115, and the best line on the under would be like 6 minus 123. Am I being a sucker by thinking, all right, the first game went to 8, second game went to 10. I'm going to take the 5.5 over here, minus 115. What do you think?
I don't think that's being a sucker. What you're doing is you're gaining information from the first 2 times these teams have played. The reason why I'm not going to make that play is because this is a precursor to maybe the Central Division final.
Yeah.
And if it is, these teams are going to want to play real tight and hard against each other. Right. Now, the Jets are a juggernaut offensively.
Yes.
The Predators have more, defense and Jets have a fine defensive core, but the Predators have more defensive forwards that should be able to slow down the Jets. I think these are the best 2 teams in the Western Conference, and I think the Predators are the best team in the Western Conference. But now you got a third line of Stastny, Ehlers, and Laine. I mean, that's just unbelievably good. They're an unbelievably good hockey team. In saying that, I just think this is going to be an intense game. Now, Ulysses Hayes likes the over. He's a great hockey capper. iKid 2 Groove says take Nashville. Because of this, I just think it's going to be a tighter game than normal. Now, if you can get a 5.5 line, Sure, I see the play. It makes sense. But
bunch of plays at 5.5. The Greek, Intertops, Heritage, all still hanging 5.5, and Bet365. Split line here. What? Someone slamming me?
No,
okay.
No.
All right. Okay. All right.
It's Twatty says Jim does a face-off to decide who gets oral.
Oh, that's that. Wow. Well-written line there. Very, very nice. Wow, nice job. Latte. Very nice. All right, let's make some decisions here. Isan Zolfagari says, I like Winnipeg tonight. They're 5-1 at home against Nashville. Kid Groove says Nashville is more balanced. Ulysses Hayes likes the Nashville money line and the over. Kid Groove says take Nashville. Yeah. You're just gonna pass on this one.
I am. But I can understand why you guys like it. I just I feel like it's going to be an intense battle. And when games are generally intense battle, they're lower scoring. But if I had to make a play on a total, I would lean that direction.
Gillies is a sieve. He's a sieve. Would you consider him to be a sieve, Jim?
Well, we don't have enough. It's just too small sample right now. He's looked good in the NHL so far. If he has to continue to play, will he look good? No, probably not. But when you only have a couple games sample size, you can look good. Now, a lot of people are on the over here. A lot of people. Jin Rummy says it's his only play. It's his only play. And Ulysses Hayes says Winnipeg is banged up. And, the players on Winnipeg who are banged up are their defensive players, are those guys that you need in the playoffs, which would lead to higher scoring. So I get it.
All right, I'm going to continue to make a decision here. Think about this one, although I don't even know what I'm going to think about. It's just the same shit I was thinking about when I was trying to make the decision earlier. I did bet this one. Let's move on to Boston. We didn't talk about Boston, Carolina, did we, Jim? We've been ignoring that one.
Well, no, I mean, I've got Boston on the puck line.
Yeah.
One thing I would love to find out who is in goal for the Kings-Knights game. I've been trying to find out all day who's going to be in net.
Okay, I will look for that right now. And we talked about Boston earlier in the morning show, but then we didn't address the fact that so many people are saying take Carolina, Jim. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? What's going on in the Hurricanes dressing room is very sad. And sometimes things happen in the dressing room that bring teams together, and this isn't one of them. This is something that makes you think about other things. And they've said that. Stepniak said, "Oh, I went home last night and I hugged my children extra tight." You know, and when you hear people say that, I mean, it's a very tough spot the Hurricanes are in. Jordan Staal is probably, I mean they've got great young forwards in Aho and Lindholm but in saying this, Jordan Staal is who you need to beat the Bruins. You need a 6'4" center who's going to win faceoffs and penalty kill and block shots and do all the things that Jordan Stahl's known for. So yes, I think that the Bruins -1.5 is the best play on the whole NHL card. Because the Hurricanes are dealing with more important things in hockey.
G-Money NHL Top Shelf says, Pete's paranoid as hell tonight. Tell him to take Leafs and enjoy the game. All right, on that note, let's move on to the Toronto game, right? What do you think about the Leafs? The Leafs are coming off of a big loss where they did get the win. They did cover the team total over, which I liked. This is a pass for you, right, Jim? Or wait. Did you take Florida? No, you took Florida on the puck line.
I did take Florida on the puck line. I'm just trying to take advantage of a situation. Here, Isan comes in and says, seems like Carolina is depressed with what happened, Jimmy. Is there any chance that this is a look-ahead spot for Boston? I think they played Penguins next. It can't be a look-ahead spot for Boston because they just lost 4-1 in Buffalo. So, no, I think the Bruins have to play. As Jim Rome's says, Bergeron's out. That's a big loss, no question. But they're bringing in a player. I mean, say what you want about Rick Nash. You know, he's a big body, can skate fast. And Giunta is a heart and soul guy that he's going to instantly help a dressing room, regardless if he only plays 5 or 6 minutes. I like the moves that the Bruins made. All
right. I also forgot to, in my lean column, Minnesota, I was going to wait on that one, and I'll take that one. I don't understand why the line moved in St. Louis's favor, but I'll take Minnesota -1. The money line is -135, and the puck line, which, Jim, I believe you got it plus 221.
Yes.
Let's check. That is now, bookmaker has 225, and the Greek has 225. So I'll take that one plus 225. I'm taking Minnesota -1, -135 on the money line, and plus 225 on the puck line. What do you think about an under in the Carolina-Boston game? I mean, Boston knows what's going on in Carolina. They're not going to drop the hammer on them. What do you think about the under there?
I think that's a very interesting idea.
Right? Tuukka Rask pitches a shutout. Maybe the Carolina team total under. What about that, Jim?
I think that those are both very interesting ideas. First off, what is the under?
The under, just 5.5, a little bit juiced at -1. Actually -109 at bookmaker.
Oh, I think that's a really good play. Yeah.
All right, I'm throwing that one on there as well. The Boston game under 5.5 -109. That is the current line at bookmaker. And what about a shot with the team total under 2.5 for Carolina, -116 at Pinnacle?
Wow, you know what? That's very interesting because I think I would have more comfort with the Carolina team total under
than the Boston puck line.
No, but then the full game under with both teams because. I could see the Bruins getting 3 or 4 goals. So when I think about the under 5.5 and I think about the Hurricanes team total under, I want to take Carolina team total under.
All right, well, I'm going to take both of them. I'm going to take the full game under 5.5, and I'm also going to take Carolina team total under 2.5, -116. That is the current line at Pinnacle. I threw them on, Jim.
When does this game start?
Yeah, I think that starts at 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
All right, I'm not going to be able to get it in with my action, but I will make it a unit play here. I think that's the smart play. Carolina team total under. All right,
Jim's going to take Carolina team total under 2.5, -116, current line at Pinnacle. All right, we'll see how all this turns out, how all this shakes out. Let's see. What else, Jim? What else would you like to discuss here?
Let's see. Let's talk about this Vegas game. Now, it sounds like Quick might be going back in net. I mean, who do you like in this Kings-Knights game?
I mean, if you gave me a free play, first of all, both goalies, yes, I just checked, unconfirmed for both. Not even any likelies that I'm seeing reported. Obviously, if you gave me a free play, Vegas for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not that. So this is a veteran group. I'm telling you what, if the Kings and Knights played in a 7-game series,
it's totally different. Yeah, this is just look. The Vegas almost won last night, right? And LA fought back. You have to assume that Vegas is still the Vegas of all season long. It's a big line, but I mean, I'm just saying I didn't bet it. But if you gave me your free play, definitely I'd throw it on Vegas.
I hear you. iKid2 Groove says, Jimmy, has Boston lost their mojo? They got killed by the Canucks in Buffalo on the last trip. I just think that there's always dips in a season, and we know that Bergeron is their most important hockey player, and he's hurt. And I think they will be just fine moving forward. In fact, they're going to be a very, very difficult team. It's too bad that the Lightning, Bruins, and Leafs, that two of them have to play each other in the first round, because they're excellent hockey teams.
And here you go. Average Dick Donnie, who, as you know, is my favorite of all the Donnie Dick posters, says Vegas will take care of business. I mean, it's very tempting to take Vegas, maybe on the puck line. I don't know if I'd want to take him at -160, maybe on the -1 line, but it just really feels like it's just got Vegas written all over it. I mean, we know that, like, teams that we like to fade in Vegas, someone else said that Vegas is great at home, but we think that might have something to do with just teams going into Vegas and having a few days to get messed up there, and then they go into the game and their game is off. And I've had a lot of success fading Vegas at home with teams playing on a back-to-back, Jim. I did it once with Philly, and once again there was another time. It seems like teams that are on a back-to-back, at least this year, are less felled by the surroundings of Vegas than teams that have a few days to soak up the atmosphere, as it were.
That play of yours is immensely sharp.
Yes.
And when it's worked, you've gotten huge numbers on it, and it's an excellent move.
So I don't know. I guess really here, how does LA match up against Vegas in terms of player for player?
Well, they're bigger, stronger, and slower.
LA, right? Yes.
But not only that, the Knights team has chemistry. Now, the Kings getting Jeff Carter back is absolutely enormous. He is a excellent hockey player, accountable for everything, wins faceoffs big. He's turning into, he's been an older veteran, but he's like Getzlaf to me now, the way he's been playing with a little more goal-scoring ability. God, and what he's done, he took 9 shots in just under 20 minutes in the second game back. I'm just blown away at how good he is. Instantly, Toffoli and Pearson are money in the bank with him.
I mean, as much as you're saying that, that this might not be a spot to take Vegas, Kid Groove says, Pete, Vegas should have won. Yes, they should. I mean, I thought I was
should-haves.
I chalked it up as a loss in my head, and then I came back and I was like, well, I'll be damned. The point is they can clearly play with LA. Now it's on the back-to-back. Now they're back at home. It just feels like it's got Vegas written all over it, right?
I couldn't believe that Phaneuf pass to Kopitar. I was like, is that the Phaneuf from 10 years ago? That was such an incredible sharp pass. I have not seen Phaneuf look like that on the power play in fucking over 5 years.
Here we go. Ulysses Hayes, Vegas will take this tonight. Once again, average Dick Donnie, Vegas will take care of business. DJ Big Boss just took Vegas. Get back for last night. Kings kind of stole that. Antoine Seymour. I think Antoine Seymour is the one who predicted that LA would win the first game and that Vegas would smash in the second game.
Yeah, I think it was
Austin Geis says Vegas puck line 4-2. Ole Miss likes Vegas first period -0.5. McGogster likes Vegas first period. Wow. Ulysses Hayes, Vegas won't lose 2 in a row. And where the hell is that? DJ Big Boss also says the Vegas under is easy money. What do you think about that? We were all on the under last night. It's just hard to take a total when you don't know who the goalies are going to be, right?
You can't even. You shouldn't at this point. And also on the second game of a back-to-back, I kind of think there'll be a little bit more space. Average Dick Donnie says they're bigger, but size isn't everything.
Yeah.
And
Average Dick Donnie, once again, my favorite of all the Donnie Dick commenters, my absolute top favorite of all the Donnie Dick commenters.
Did you see that we had a new Donnie Dick commentator, Donnie Dicko? And he just thinks that the average Dick Donnie's just so average. Just bored of him. Just fucking bored.
All right, getting back to some serious handicapping.
Quick and Fleury confirmed. I think they were waiting on each other. I think if one of them said yes, I'm going with Legace, then Wedgwood would have been in.
All right, I'm gonna. This is a partial tale of the commenters here. I'm gonna take Vegas on the first period, just on the money line, -140. It's a little bit high. You don't like to take big favorites on these first period lines, but once again, Intertop's offering us the best line on the play that we're wanting here. I'm gonna take Vegas first period money line -140 over LA. Thanks once again, Intertop's killing it with the best lines that we've been given on our picks in this show today, Jim.
Yes, and Twatty says Jimmy masturbates to hat tricks, then cries about it.
Very, very nice. All right, so, and I guess I'm going to pass on the Nashville-Winnipeg. It's just such a trappy thing to see two games that go way over, and then you take the third game. Sometimes it does go way over, but like you said, if there's reason to think that the under might be a good play, I'm just going to stay off it. Jim. The game might go 4-2, and then you overcash it anyway, but I'm going to pass on the total on this one. And
well, let's take a good look at what this Vegas LA line is before we go further.
Well, I just took it. First period money line. That's a pick for me, Jim. -140. First period money line.
I think that is a good play. But man, LA wants this so badly. And
to get a sweep?
Yes. And to move forward, to show that they're moving in the right direction, heading into this final 20-game stretch. I find it extremely interesting, and I may make a move on it at some point, but I can't just make a quick move, even though I've been thinking about it all day.
In the meantime, Ulysses Hayes continuing to say, love Nashville money line, guys. A lot of people liking Nashville today, Jim.
Yes, and Ulysses is a great hockey capper, and he sees a Winnipeg team that's lost a lot of their defensive forwards. All those guys, all the guys that are out, Lowry, Tanev, a couple of other guys are escaping, but they're all defensive guys, defensive forwards. And, these guys like Ehlers and Laine, for how incredible they are offensively, they can be easy to play against. And, they dominate on the power play. They take advantage of odd man rushes.
All right, here's a new commenter. Tuvin Gansam says, I think with the win last night, Vegas is going to be down on themselves. It was a bad win. Okay, maybe there's a hangover?
I don't think Tuvin is wrong about that. I think it was a loss that really would bother them. They basically lost to a veteran squad who waited for the perfect time to put a fucking dagger right in their back. And,
wow, here we go. Ulysses Hayes saying he also likes the under in the Nashville game. And Isan Zolfagari says, I'm the only guy on Winnipeg sticking to my guns here. Okay.
Wow, G Money NHL Top Shelf says Fleury shutout tonight. You know what is clear about our chat is we have some excellent NHL cappers, and that's part of the reason why I've been so successful. It's just working with these guys. Udon Point, Ratana Fakti, another excellent NHL capper, says lean under 6 on Vegas. Very interesting.
All right, well, I guess we can just wrap this up, right?
Yep.
Isan Zolfagari saying, Pete, should we get cute and take first period under in St. Louis, Minnesota? I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect from Minnesota now. Do we expect an offensive explosion here? I never like to take on. I'm not a big believer in Jake Allen going forward. Are you, Jim?
I have a sneaking suspicion
he's gonna get better,
that he's going to take back the first goalie spot from Hutton. Yes, I would predict that now that they're kind of throwing in the towel a little bit, that he will step up. I'd be curious to see if I'm right on that.
All right, yeah. So as far as the total in the Minnesota game is concerned, that's a definite pass for me, and it's understandable why some people would like us St. Louis. It was definitely eye-opening that the line took a sharp move favoring St. Louis in the morning, in light of the fact that Minnesota's so good in general, especially good at home, and St. Louis off 2 straight shutout losses. So that's an eye-opening result there, but Jim and I are both taking Minnesota anyway, and I guess we can wrap the show up, right, Jim?
We can. Twatty wants to know if you really parted the Red Sea.
That's for me to know and you to continue to wonder about. Very nice comment there, Jim. All right, and let's wrap it up. L-Kid 2 Groove says Minnesota big, Blues already quit. You think they quit? Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they quit. They do have guys who I believe in, and that's Jaden Schwartz. I mean, him and Brendan Gallagher are probably my 2 favorite players in the NHL. But what happened to that line of Shen and Tarasenko as soon as Schwartz went out was very disappointing. So disappointing, in fact, I would think if I was a management team that we can't move forward with these two guys.
Okay, Justin Searcy liking the under at best. Minnesota 3-1. A lot of people liking the under in this game. Justin Searcy likes Minnesota 2-1. Ulysses Hayes also saying he likes the under. Okay. A lot of people like an under in St. Louis, Minnesota. Maybe the first period under or the full game under at plus money is actually a good bet. Let's wrap this up, Jim, and we'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time.